Welcome everybody here today for a very, very important day for the culture, the music in our city. As you know, this is the 5th-year anniversary of the mayor declaring this Go-Go Awareness Week. After years and years of our music being marginalized and criminalized, after the Don't Mute DC movement, we know a lot of great things that happen for the music and culture. This museum, Go-Go Awareness Week, and all the great things that are happening in our city amidst a lot of things that we see we have no control of in our city right now. I think it's very important that we highlight some of these moments and some of the things that we're going to do this week. And we have some of the partners that have been doing great things over the years for Go-Go and with the museum. And I think it's important to talk about these things as we highlight what we're going to be doing this week for Go-Go Awareness Week. I first would like to thank one of my partners on the stage right here, Ed, from the Mayor's Office of Latino Affairs. We did a project years ago to show our commonalities and show the roots that the Afro-Latino music has in go-go music, and we're going to talk about that. Cosby Digital, who's been helping the Go-Go Museum with all of our social media, all the things that you see that a lot of times it costs a lot of money to capture, but he's there helping us with a little bit of nothing and making sure that we get the culture out to the people. Also, Little Chris, this guy Little Chris, we go way back when this building was strictly Checkland Enterprises, and he was a go-go musician, being an activist when it wasn't cool to be an activist. Because before Don't Mute DC, you didn't have a lot of activists in go-go standing up for the people. And he was one of the people who was standing up. We were doing commercials in this basement on K2, dealing with the epidemic that we had in our community. And I commend him. Also, before it was cool to stand up in the streets for the Don't Mute DC movement, he was one of the young people who were in the streets, wasn't asking for no money. He was standing up for the people. So let's give him a round of applause. And then Darren X, a go-go scholar who actually helped with the museum, helped with a lot of the content. We didn't have a lot of money for this, but he was there every night. We'll be calling him and people like him to get clarification on exhibits and content that we were putting in the museum. And he gave us a lot of exhibits and content. And he has a platform called Go-Go Royalty that they actually stream go-go music live, right? And keeping the culture alive, right? And he also was on a panel of people who helped with the finalists for what we're announcing today. The official voting starts today for the Go-Go Awards. It's going to happen at the Lincoln Theater on January the 6th, 2026. That's right, January the 6th. We're going to make that day a positive day in Washington, D.C. Let's give him a round of applause. And Ivan, up here, we're going to show a video we're going to preview when we worked with some Latino organizations to actually show the commonalities and the relationship that we have with the Latino music. But this guy, years ago, before anybody was thinking about this, other than Chuck Brown, I would say, because that's how it started, they thought about working with us to bring together the music and the culture. And since we started that, we've done collaborations with Brazilian music, we've done collaborations with hip hop again, we've done collaborations with all the different diasporas and cumbia. And I think it's important because when we do these shows in the world we live in that's so polarizing, we see how this music brings everybody together. We forget about all the titles, we forget about parties, we forget about colors, we forget about all that mess, and we do what God brought us here to do, to come together as people, love, help, heal, and uplift each other. So without that being said, I first like to bring up Ed to talk about this guy. Like I said, he helped funding, he helped everything. The very beginning, right? It was on Martin Luther King Avenue at the Anacostia Art Center when we came together and started this movement. And to be clear, so people know, most people don't know that Chuck Brown played in an Afro-Latino band called Los Latinos before he started Go-Go. And he took that Wukanga beat that you would see over there, a guy playing, and put it in go-go. Boom, 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 boom. That was the first beat of go-go. And that came from Chuck Brown playing in an Afro-Latino band. And he infuses it with jazz and hip-hop and other things. And of course, that beat that came from Africa. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up and say a few words.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Ron, thank you for the opportunity of sharing our experience together during all these years at the Mayor's Office on Latino Affairs with the support of Mayor Bowser. We engage in many activities. We started with the Black and Brown event. And it was like connecting people to the idea that we are not that far apart from one another. And it's extremely important even more nowadays, where people are being racially profiled, right and left. Not that long ago, the Supreme Court allowed ICE to be able to racially profile the individual. And this is something that we have experienced, all of us, right? And somehow it has brought people together. But Ron, Natalie, and many other individuals from his team have been doing great things about bringing people together. It's a matter of like what we do with intentions, the intentionality behind of conducting. It's not only for fun. It's to showcase the culture and the intersectionality among Afro-Latinos and Black Washingtonians. We started with Black and Brown first, then we went from salsa to go-go. That was the other intervention, and it was very successful. And every year with Ron, we also organized the Afro-Latino Festival in Washington, D.C. We hosted the first time immediately, it was 2022, the first one in June, Malcolm X Park. And with Ron, he brought the Soul Searchers, and we tried to put together something so people can see and experience live music, but like the collaboration with the salsa band, which Ivan was part of, and he has been also instrumental in this entire process of bringing our culture together. And then every year after that, 3 years in a row, Afro-Latino Festival, Go-Go. And now I know that you're working in the Cumbia and Go-Go, and the next event or project that we have in place is something that we've been talking about for a couple of years. It's taking shape, but it's about an album, a collaboration between musicians from here with other musicians part of our diasporas. And it's more of like a transatlantic story to tell the journey between two continents and multiple cultures. So we are extremely happy to be part of this. Ron, you can keep counting on us. Yes. We're gonna keep pushing for everything that you need and that we can like support. And you know that also the mayor, Muriel Bowser, is also very supportive of your endeavors. So thank you very much once again for the opportunity, and we keep working together.
Appreciate you. Thank you, brother. So next I'll bring up Brother Ivan. Is it Professor Ivan?
Well, yeah.
Professor Ivan from Howard University to give us a little spiel on this, what we created here.
Ron, muchas gracias. And on behalf of all the native Washingtonians from Latino backgrounds, muchas gracias. Go-Go, Go-Go, Go-Go is necessary, it's relevant. Why is that? Well, it's because Africa. We celebrate Africa through the music, through the drum. And when you hear that, E-I-O-I, go-da, E-I, nosotros en Latinoamérica, it's like, wait a minute, thank you, because it's another ring, another channel to what is our heritage. So Go-Go must continue on and know that your Latino brothers and sisters, we love it. Why? Is because it's a part of our heritage as well. When we think of Go-Go, we think of coming back to a family wonderful dinner. And we get to hear from our brothers and sisters, cousins, our shared experiences through the music. And the music is our nutrition. So these gentlemen behind me, Ron and all his team, muchas gracias on behalf of everything that it is, history, heritage, culture, awareness, and conscious awareness. Thank you. And thank you for the Go-Go Museum, because the Go-Go Museum serves as a bridge to connect all people from different parts, and DC is a wonderful representation of that. Pero con eso, diversity is wonderful, but Go-Go is the unity. Que los trae juntos, que bailamos, and it doesn't stop. It just goes and goes, como una salsita, una cumbia, un merenguito. So muchas gracias, gentlemen behind me. Thank you for what you're doing. You continue doing, knowing that we are here to support you. And stay tuned to many wonderful projects that are coming down the line. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. So at the end of the press conference, we're going to run through this quick. We're going to premiere that video that brings both countries together. I believe this is the first time that there has been a serious international go-go song. And that's what I call, this is the international song. We brought brothers from Colombia with the cumbia music and DC with the go-go music. And then we also brought the dancers from Colombia and the dancers from DC in this video that we're about to premiere. And when you watch the video, it made me cry. All right, just like I cried the day that the Don't Mute DC petition got 80,000 signatures. When I saw people from all races signing it, it gave me hope that we can fix what's going on in the world when we come together, when we pray together, and when we work together, right? So that's what this is. You see that. You saw people outside from everywhere, every color, every race, every age, enjoying the music. And that's what we intend to do more at the Go-Go Museum. And we'll premiere that last. The other thing I'd like to announce, we're doing this back to vinyl movement. Okay, what is back to vinyl? So what most of us know is the artists are not getting paid for their music for the most part, right? And there's a new phenomenon going on again, which is the vinyl. Vinyl is back. People love vinyl, right? So we're going to be working with artists, especially a lot of the young artists, to produce records on vinyl. And we're going to be kicking a conference off in January with some of the experts. And we're going to get people to sign up. And then this time next year, this time next year, at Go-Go Awareness Week, we want to launch all those records, all right, of vinyl, and start a movement, because an artist can sell 1,000 of their own records, right, and get paid more than they get for 1 million streams. Believe that or not. That's crazy, right? Don't even make sense, right? So that's something we're going to do. The other thing that I want to announce that we're going to be doing before I bring other people up, we have a competition that's going to be going on. Little Chris will be one of the judges. So we have, before this whole Don't Mute DC movement started, when we talk about crime in DC, let me tell you what was criminal. They took away everywhere where young people can go see Go-Go back in 2009, 2010-ish, right? Before then, every weekend, thousands of young people would go and enjoy Go-Go's throughout the DMV. And what they did in the past, they criminalized Go-Go because the incident would happen here or there. Instead of did what the Peace of Hollis did at the time, we had peace codes, and we made it safe for young people. Because we know they need somewhere to go. If not, they'll create their own spaces and places like we seen at the Navy Yard, right? So because they were taken away from their culture and their heritage, young people lost a sense of being in Washington, D.C. They lost their style. They lost all the things that we had originated here, what you see upstairs with the streetwear exhibits and everything. So they stopped going to Go-Go's. Their parents would play the music. They'd be like, what the hell is that, right? But now I'm happy to say, after 5 years of everybody, not just the people on the stage, throughout Go-Go working together, because of policies that our mayor, and especially Kenya McDuffie, all of them have done with Go-Go, right? There are 5 Go-Go bands that are in high school and middle school. Let's give that a round of applause. Because that's the biggest thing we can celebrate today. Because if it doesn't go to the next generation, Go-Go is gone. All these guys we keep on applauding is in their 50s and 60s. It means nothing if nobody's coming behind them, right? So We got a competition here on Friday at 8:30, and then on Saturday at 6 o'clock, with two different bands to compete and we'll showcase them streaming it live on the Go-Go Museum platform, right? And we'll have judges to pick the winners. And then the finals will be at Sycamore Oak for Go-Go Santa on January the 6th, because we're going to give young people the platform to get attention doing something positive. Because right now, the coolest guy on many blocks in D.C. is the guy with the biggest gun, because we allowed that to be cool, and we took away what used to be cool. So that's something that we're going to be doing, and I think that's very important. The other thing we're going to be doing is we got Chef Angie on Tuesday. She's going to be cooking and giving people the story of the diaspora. We're going to have a conversation, and it's going to be free food. We're going to start a conversation at 6:30. After the conversation, it's going to be free food so you can explore the diaspora and show how our journey produced things throughout the world. As some of us made it to Washington, D.C., but some of us stopped in Mexico. Some of us stopped in Belize. Some of us stopped in Brazil. Some of us stopped in Cuba, right? And we all created a sense of culture there. Right, so we're going to talk about that and also enjoy her free food, right? So you all know what exists here. And then I want to bring up little Chris, and then I'm going to bring up Darren. I want Chris to talk about like what this means to him, because he's one of the younger guys in Go-Go. He just performed with Wale at the Anthem this week. He's been in the studio with Wale. He's doing a lot of great things, but like I said, his heart is in this. And they're the future, and the youngest behind them are the future. And it's time for him to be given the role of leadership in Go-Go. So I'd like him to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Go-Go Chris from TOB. Shout out my man Ron Moten. Been doing work with him for a very long time. And all I really want to say is that me as a Washingtonian, I've been living here my whole life, and I started TOB from the ground up, and we was teenagers. Like, we was kids when we first started our Go-Go band, and we wanted to be like Backyard and TCB and RE and all of the Go-Go legends. And to piggyback off what Ron Moten said, we gotta push the culture to the next generation, because we gotta have the kids rub off on their peers, because I know when we was kids and we started a Go-Go band, we inspired other kids to say, oh, we're the same age as them, we can do the same thing. So then it came all of the Go-Go bands right after T.O.B., which was the XYZ era, where it was so many ABC bands, T.O.B., Troy Specials, XIB, Warm Pressures, ABM, Reaction. So, I mean, we just need to get the kids more acclimated in the Go-Go. We also need to get the Go-Go back into the schools, because as we get the Go-Go and the music back in the schools, that will also help inspire kids to pick up an instrument, so they won't think that it's lame or you a nerd if you pick up an instrument. You know what I mean? We started our band in middle school because we had access to the music room through music class. So I'm vouching for the music programs to be back in DC public schools, and the Go-Go Museum and Ron Moten and myself and other people that help out with Go-Go in general. We're going to do all we can to get the music back in front of the kids, because that's the first step. And then we'll have all the kids back like in Go-Go and just claiming their heritage, because DC is a part of Go-Go. Go-Go is a part of DC's heritage, my bad. So we got to get the music back in schools. We got to get kids back acclimated, and we got to get the kids out the streets and get them into something positive. And I feel like Go-Go helped save my life. I could have went down the wrong path and did a whole bunch of things that I wasn't supposed to do. But because I had a platform and an outlet to go do what I love to do, and it's paying off now, because now T.O.B., we are rising in the Go-Go industry and mainstream too. So, I mean, that's all I got to say. Thank y'all for listening.
And one of the points he said about music in school, I just want to get, like, this museum is full of history. If you go up in the timeline, it talks about when the control board came to Washington, D.C. in the mid-90s. And the first thing that was cut was the music programs in schools and the trade programs in schools, which took away the perfect path to the middle class for black Washingtonians. Like, when you went to D.C. public school at this time, guaranteed to go to college, have a trade, right? Music, or you just got a job. But it was a path to the middle class. And what people when I do tours, what I explain to people around the world, everything that happens in DC, you need to watch. Because a lot of times what happens here, we're the guinea pigs as something's coming to your city. And that happened throughout America. They took music out and trades out throughout the whole America, out the schools. So then we had to count on other people to do the work, and then you blame them for coming here doing the work, after you took it away from the people who used to do the work. So that's just something to think about. So now I want to bring up Darren X before we show this beautiful video and show a question. So Darren X, like I said, he played with Red Essence. He helped co-found TCB, which was the founders of the Bounce Speak Music. And he's just been one of them people, a lot of times you have people that always talk, but they never want to do. They always want to criticize. He's one of them people that's always want to be a part of the solution and ask, how can I help? And I appreciate this brother so much for being somebody like that, because like this museum, it would have been much harder to complete this museum without people like him. But I want to, bring him up to talk about the process and what we've done as far as the Go-Go Awards, which is going to be very big. We got the young people doing the tribute to Junkyard, playing on buckets. We bring that bucket set back that Junkyard had. We got the Go-Go Cumbia. We got hip-hop legends coming. I can't announce it right now. The show, the how we work together, how we cousins. We started at the same time and we sampled each other's music, which you see in the exhibit upstairs. And we have much more. The Chuck Brown Band, which is going to curate 50 years of Go-Go with other artists performing with them. And we got other things that we're going to announce. So without further ado, I want to bring this brother to talk about the process, let people know that they can go vote today. It'll be open until December the 1st on all of our platforms to vote. I see Super Dan in the back, another person who's been monumental to me, because this brother been riding with the Go-Go Museum and checking enterprises when it wasn't 2 cents in here. And he would come here and do stuff for free. Wouldn't be no Go-Go Museum without Super Dan. So I like to pay homage to people who pay homage to my vision and believed in me when a lot of people didn't. So I really love you, brother, and really appreciate you for really being there for me when most people didn't think this was even possible. I don't even think you thought it was possible. You used to question too. He's like, all right, hey, whatever you say. But here we are, right? So Darren X, floor is yours, brother.
Thank you. So the first thing you recognize when you come in this museum is that it's not just about music. It's about culture. It's about a lifestyle. Go-Go is not just about the music to us. It's how we live. It's how we move. It's how we go about this city, and people know who we are. The process that we use to put this ballot together was kind of challenging because in Go-Go, like I say, it's community. We all know each other. We all friends. So it's a lot of times we got to look at who's doing what and say, we got to acknowledge that. So I think the most important thing we did was, instead of just acknowledging participation, we're celebrating accomplishments in this thing. So a lot of these ballots were very thought out to say, what did these people accomplish for this year? Have they elevated the scene? Have they elevated themselves? Have they made Go-Go more accessible to the public? Things of that nature. So this process, we open up the ballots to the public just to get a gauge, just to get an understanding of where people's heads were, who's popular, who's out there. We have a lot of people who just, by default, because they're just part of the culture so much, that they always become entries on the categories. Like we get 4 people in one category every year because of the status that they are. So what we try to do this year is try to open it up a little bit more to people who are actually doing the work that don't get that much spotlight, but are doing just as good a work. So we're going to open up this again to the public to do the voting and the balloting and everything, so we can get the understanding of what we see and what everybody else sees, and then we can present this to the world. And we're just trying to elevate the bar. So every year we just want to go a little higher with it. Original music, musicians who are actually advancing the culture and doing things to make the culture look good in a much more broader light. So that's pretty much the process. That's pretty much what we did to make sure this worked. We're going to continue to listen to the community, our own people that tell us who It's doing great work out here, and we're going to acknowledge that, and we're going to celebrate it. And that's one thing we're going to do on January 6th is celebrate the whole culture and also acknowledge the accomplishments of the people in our community.
And just so you know, next year is the 50 years of Go-Go. We have an exhibit back there with Chuck Brown says it out of his mouth that he started Go-Go in 1976. That's when he perfected it, and that's when it went out to the world, all right? So we want everybody to celebrate the 50 years of Go-Go with us, get the word out. Something should be going on every month. I know we're doing some things, but there are going to be a lot of people like Go-Go Royalty, Super Dan that was in the back, DC Music, Heartbeat, a lot of people in Go-Go who are doing great things already. We look forward to seeing them elevate Go-Go even more.